What up? What up? Good to see everyone. Hold up. Hold up. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. All right. All right. What a last couple days. Man, it sucked not being able to live stream some of this stuff. I mean, this is total insanity. This is what I live for, good or bad. I mean, man, I would have loved to have a live stream going during that crash. I was doing some traveling, so unfortunately I would have had to be on my phone and it would have been total mess try to get things going. Plus I would have been falling asleep halfway through. I have not gotten enough sleep the last couple days, so today I took some time to sleep in and get some recovery in. Cinnamon to the coffee, that's a DAI thing, right? Like that's his profile picture. He had the cinnamon in the coffee. I've never actually tried that. I'm not a huge anything in my coffee guy. I just like it black. Yeah, I saw Montana is doing the crypto reserve and not just the Bitcoin reserve. We're going to get an announcement at 2:30 today, so all eyes on 2:30. Wait, was Cobb live during that crash? Please tell me Cobb was live. That would be hilarious. And I didn't know that. I mean, like, oh, someone asked, what is XP Market? XP Market's the best way to kind of interact with the XRP ledger. So there's automated market maker pools. You can collect rewards. I just collected some XPM token right there. You can take a look at what the top tokens on the XRP ledger are. You can take a look at what the top NFT rankings are. Take a look at the AMM rankings. What are the best AMM pools to be in? You can even look at things like what are the trends with the AMM, right? So like what's volume look like? What's TVL look like? Really monitor anything on the XRP ledger, as well as swap between different coins, contribute to different automated market makers. Pretty much anything you do want to do on the XRP ledger. So quick plug for that. But yeah, it's tough to even do any technical analysis on this thing now, right? Like we need to completely reset. We need a complete reset on this thing because we straight up broke this entire thing. I thought it was pretty interesting. We kind of recovered back right on here. So if you guys remember this period right here, that's that initial breakout we were watching. It was kind of cool to see XRP come back down and just kind of touch that extension there. But now what we're doing is I think we need to do a bit of a recovery and a bit of a chop around. So I think the ultimate bullish thing would see XRP come back up here, recover here, and then be able to start making that next move upward. But just this recovery here, I mean, what are we up? 60, 50% since the low? Yeah, about 50% since the low. Just that recovery there is ultimately extremely, extremely bullish. It's 8:30. Yeah, normally I'm up at 5:30. But man, I just needed to get some sleep in. I can always tell when I really need some sleep because one of my eyes starts like pulsating a little bit. If I'm like really sleep deprived, it like starts twitching and I'm like, oh man, I need to get a nap. But I was doing a lot of traveling and I got a lot of sleep on the planes, but just needed like a big reset. Oh, is Fiat League not working? Sometimes I just have to. It's so weird. Sometimes I just have to look at it and it starts working again. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know who crashed the order books. I'm yet to see any good explanation on who crashed the order books. There was a guy, Dom. We can take a look at his feed right now. He was watching it very closely. I'm curious if he came out with any analysis. No, he didn't. The biggest thing he was covering was just the emptying of the order books. So let me see if I can pull that up real quick. It's a little tough to see. I hope you guys can see it. Yeah, it looks like you can see it all right. But this is the order book. And as you can see, it was empty in this area right here. And then a bunch of orders were down at this level right here. But who would have ever thought XRP would have hit that in a day? So someone was clearly planning to accumulate XRP at that $2 to $1.80 mark to $2 mark. They had all their orders there, and all the orders above that were completely cleaned out. But who was doing that? I have no idea. I'm yet to see any post that really breaks that down. I know there were some algorithmic traders that people were pointing to, but I'm yet to see anything like concrete where I'd want to talk about it here. Nothing more than a, hey, have you looked at this? Hey, have you looked at that? Are we still in good shape? Yeah, I find it very suspicious that, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I find it very suspicious that, right, we're supposed to get our first announcement by the United States government how the United States is going to be a leader on cryptocurrency on essentially this date right here. And then right before that, we have a huge crash where it's instantly bought back up. Yeah, so funny story. And guys, make sure to smash the like button. Really appreciate everyone doing that. Get more people in the live stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was actually like speaking during the crash. So I was like talking with a bunch of people, and suddenly like everyone's like whipping out their phone. They're like, what's going on? What's going on? It was crazy. But it was kind of cool. As soon as XRP hit $1.85 and pull $1.85, I was like, that's the bottom. I was on stage. I was like, that's the bottom. You just saw it. And it was pretty cool. It very instantly got sucked back up to that 225 range. And then it looks like, yep, that absolutely was the bottom. I mean, to me, it's just so obvious that this was some kind of shakeout right before we got this announcement earlier today. If this announcement is ultra bullish and we see XRP and the whole cryptocurrency market take a big leg up, I mean, that's going to be like the proof. That's going to be the proof. If we see XRP get above 280, this level right here, I mean, or just break this, really, we're going to be looking really, really good. Oh yeah, did anyone get any buys in on this dip? Dave Nelson, good to see you. David Sachs talks at 2:30. 2:30, the crypto czar will be talking. Yeah, I know a lot of people, right, is like bags are already packed. So like what's the like even buying it like even getting a buy at like a $2 XRP. I mean, well, we everyone was so bullish on the $2 XRP about a month ago, and now it's like, oh no, the end of the world, we went down. But I completely agree. It's like even at the $2 price, it's like some of us were so early. I mean, we were accumulating at 25 cents, still 1,000% above most of our buys. But man, if you're new here and you're just trying to get that position in XRP, I mean, talk about an opportunity. If you're new and you're just trying to accumulate, like those have got to be like when the market does that. If you're new and you're just trying to get some cryptocurrency, like that's the time, right? So we don't know yet what's actually going to be happening at 2:30. We're supposed to get an announcement on how the United States is going to be the leader in the cryptocurrency market, but we don't know what it's going to entail yet. I will say I have a lot of confidence in David Sachs. He's the crypto czar. I've got a lot of confidence in David Sachs. Ed, good to see you, man. I remember when we first got the announcement that the Ripple SEC case or XRP was deemed not a security. David Sachs was very bullish on that happening. I don't think it's going to be no tax on crypto. I think we're probably going to get some more concrete decisions on the strategic reserve. I think we're also going to see we could get news on the no capital gains tax. I mean, it's going to be fascinating to see. There's going to be a lot of people tuning in at 2:30. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be streaming it. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to. I wish I blocked off a little time to be able to do that, but I didn't. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I might be able to spin something up, but I don't think it will be very long. I don't think I'll be streaming it, but we'll see. Yeah, Paul, you did. Paul said, I told you last week the price would retest 190. Absolutely. Great call. Great call. Ross said, please explain the sovereign wealth fund and what it has to do with crypto. I don't know if it could have something to do with crypto. The sovereign wealth fund is really just for the United States to take ownership in a lot of important companies and assets all around the world. So it could have to do with crypto. It could not. I tend to think of the sovereign wealth fund as being pretty different. All right, let's take a listen to this, Roger. I haven't seen this yet, so I have no idea what this is. But I know Jack Dorsey very recently posted that video of Michael Saylor turning into an XRP person. So let's see what Jack has to say here.
What would stop it from being used from payments at this point? Or what would relegate it to just being digital gold, in your opinion?
Well, no one uses it as payments. Like, that's it. And if it's not accessible in that sense, like if people don't understand how to use it as payments, if it's not easy, if merchants aren't accepting it, all these things will compound into people just not seeing it as relevant money, and instead of just being this digital gold rock.
Do you think that it's a lack of development? Because we have things like Lightning and Fedi and other kind of layer 2, more payments focused protocols that live on top of the Bitcoin base layer. But is it more of a it needs to be used question to you, or do you still think that there's far more to build?
There's always more to build. I just think it's not accessible to people. Number one issue is like people don't have Bitcoin and they have no reason to buy it other than the investment value. Number two is when they have Bitcoin, where can they actually use it if they can use it? So there's a lot of chicken and egg problems, and I think many of them are being worked on. But ultimately, it has to come down to the fact that like people value this thing for a reason and they want to use it. So I do think, obviously, I think the investment vehicle is a good first step. We built a Cash App, we built a Bitcoin exchange in Cash App for that very purpose, because it's the fastest and easiest way to get people access to Bitcoin. But the next step is the hard one, which is like, how do they utilize it instead of just like watching it go up and down? How do they actually use it to exchange value? And how does that benefit like a merchant? How does it benefit an individual? So that's what we're focused on now.
Okay, interesting. I appreciate you for sending that over. A lot of people are saying, why don't you just use Bitcoin on XRP? You could. The problem is you take a bit of a custodian risk. Bitcoin is an issued asset on the XRP ledger, so it's not like you're just sending back and forth like the decentralized Bitcoin. You're kind of relying on a counterparty. I don't know if Spend-A-Bits. I haven't looked up enough into Spend-A-Bits. That's what John Deaton pointed out. He said Spend-A-Bits allows you to use Bitcoin the way it was intended. I need to do a little bit more research on Spend-A-Bits. It's not that using Bitcoin on the XRP ledger. Yeah, you can tokenize Bitcoin on the XRP ledger and it solves the speed and efficiency problem, but it doesn't solve the fact that it's not decentralized, right? Like the Bitcoin IOU on the XRP ledger, that IOU is issued by a counterparty. So you need to have a way to issue Bitcoin on the XRP ledger without necessarily having a counterparty. And if you can do that, then that really solves the problem. In my opinion, just tokenizing Bitcoin on the XRP ledger, that works very well for centralized products like debt, stablecoin, stocks, equity, real estate. All of that stuff works really well because you don't really need to. The decentralization aspect isn't that important, but one of the most important properties of Bitcoin is its decentralization. So just issuing an IOU on the XRP ledger, I don't think that really solves the problem in a way most Bitcoiners or most people holding Bitcoin would be satisfied with. One of the biggest things for Bitcoin people is the decentralized nature of it. So I don't think it's really that big of a, hey, like, I don't think it's a big value proposition, right? If there was a way where you can if XRP or Bitcoin was trading on the XRP ledger in a decentralized way, then I think you would really have people pretty convinced. But, you know, I don't know how many Bitcoiners you're going to convince to do the centralized issuer method on the XRP ledger, just because decentralization is so important to them, right? So yes, you can do it, but I think you need a better product for it to really gain that mainstream adoption. Anything issued on the XRP ledger has some kind of counterparty to it. And that's what makes XRP different. XRP has no counterparty. But when you're issuing an asset on the XRP ledger, then typically that requires a custodian. So I'm pretty sure Bitcoin on the XRP ledger right now, Bitstamp Bitcoin, which we can take a look at real quick, on XP Market, it's one of the things that's so great. You can just take a look at the token rankings and see right here. Number 4 currency on the XRP ledger is actually Bitcoin. And this is the AMM pool specifically for Bitcoin XRP. Oh, no, it's not. This is just the price for Bitcoin on the XRP ledger. But it's Bitstamp Bitcoin, right? So Bitstamp is custodying the actual Bitcoin and then issuing it on the XRP ledger, meaning that Bitcoin is locked up at Bitstamp. So it's not. I don't think it's at the point yet where you can just tell Bitcoiners like, hey, just use this. It's better, right? If there was a way to directly get in a decentralized way, Bitcoin on the XRP ledger, then boom. KG, good to see you. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Nash X said BlackRock might. Well, I mean, yeah, BlackRock might, but you still have the same issue, right? You always are going to have, like, you need like a new protocol. You need a new decentralized protocol to get Bitcoin on the XRP ledger in a decentralized way. BlackRock issuing it maybe makes the issuance more credible and makes it more of like, hey, but I don't think that's the thing that most Bitcoiners are looking for. Like, in order to make Bitcoiners say, okay, like this is a better value proposition, you need to convince them that their Bitcoin is still being held in a decentralized way, or even better, some way to directly issue or have Bitcoin on the XRP ledger. But that's really what you need, right? You can't tell people. You can't tell people, oh, this is a better way to use your Bitcoin, but it kills one of the most important aspects of what Bitcoin is for these people. I don't think that's it. But maybe things like Axelar really step in and solve that problem. Like Axelar is a very interesting protocol to maybe fix that. And so is I know Evernote is creating some things as well to hopefully make that a lot better. But right now it's just like one of those things that it's definitely very interesting, but I don't think you can just tell Bitcoiners like, hey, here's your solution. What do I think will be said by the Treasury today? Is the Treasury making an announcement? I didn't know that the Treasury was making any kind of announcements. I know David Sachs is. He's the crypto czar. He's not Treasury. Could it involve the Treasury? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know if I'm expecting any specific announcement per se from the Treasury. Oh my God. I have to watch this. Oh, this is going to be triggering. Hold on. This is going to be so triggering. All right, let's take a quick listen to this. This should be good.
Is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met. This dude is probably...
Volume's bad there, but it's AOC saying that Elon Musk is one of the most unintelligent billionaires she has ever seen. Wow. Talk about just not understanding anything. I don't think I'll be able to stream David Sachs later today at 2:30, but who knows? Maybe I'll have some extra time to go pop that up. I would say most likely no, but I might stream later tonight. If it's really exciting, I'll stream something. If it's really exciting, I'll have to stream something, but what color is my Lambo? No Lambo yet. I'm not a Lambo guy anyway, man. Like I am not. I don't think there's any point in my life where I'll have a Lambo. This I think is crazy. Like this, if I could just have a car right now, it'd probably be this Model Y right here. I mean, this thing is tight. I saw this the other day and I was like, yeah, that might be it. This is the new refresh Model Y. I think that thing is clean. Clean. I think this would probably be it. This is the new Model Y. I think this thing has a couple modifications to it, but I don't even know if it does have any modifications. I think this is just a slightly souped up Model Y. Oh my God. Yeah, this thing is. I would be all over this thing. Yeah, this would probably be that's one of my favorite cars I've seen in a while. But I am a big Tesla fan, right? So like I would go with the Tesla just because I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. I'm a huge Tesla fan. Yeah, guys, I mean, I don't drive a lot. If anyone's noticed, I'm like constantly in my house. So for me, it's like pretty easy to, get a car that's like an electric car. I kind of just bounce around in town. Yeah, no, this Tesla is like, this is the best car. This is my favorite car I've ever seen them make. By far. No, this isn't AI generated. This is real. This is at a conference. No, that thing's real. No, that's a Model Y according to the post. The new Model Ys are slick, man. The new Model Ys are... Trying to find a comparison. It's a lot less rounded. It's a lot more sleek looking. Let me see what else is going on in the news. See how the stock market's going to open up today. It's going to be pretty important. On what we see today. Some people are saying that's an S and not a Y. I'm not sure. Either way, whatever that car is. Whatever that car is. Looks like the stock market's opening green today, which is fantastic. I don't know if there's any Palantir holders in the chat, but Palantir opening up 23% to $100. Woo! In my early days, I used to talk a decent amount about Palantir. Haven't talked about Palantir really recently because of the run it's been on. I think it kind of priced a lot of people. Priced a lot of people out. Whoa, what a terrible chart. Stocks. Take a quick look at this thing. Yeah, so Palantir is slated to open at 103, which is here. But I remember all through here, I was talking about Palantir a lot. So cool to see that company doing so well. And then it just got so parabolic. It's like, man, I can't even like really, like, it's just less exciting at some of these higher prices. The big thing about stocks versus crypto. It's like stocks can get overvalued very quickly, and not that crypto can't, but crypto, it's really hard to judge what that max valuation is because really, I think it'll be a lot higher than most people really look at today. Yeah, but the stock market opening positive is going to be a big help for the cryptocurrency market. For sure. Might be an interesting video. Let's check out what this is. I think it's Charles Hoskinson talking about ETHgate. Talk about for full circle with this guy.
Is over and the work is starting to be done. Tomorrow, David's gonna go and have his press conference, and he's got a lot to say, and people are going to be blown away by it. He's now the honeymoon is over and the work is starting to be done. Tomorrow, David's gonna go and have his press conference, and he's got a lot to say, and people are going to be blown away by it.
Very interesting. Okay, so there's Charles saying that people are going to be blown away by this press conference. I don't know if he knows something we don't, but that's a cool little note right there. He seems to think people are going to be blown away by what David Sachs, the crypto czar, has to say today. Interesting note.
He's gonna go and get it done. And Bo is not too far behind him. He is a fired up guy. He's an awesome guy. He's got that North Carolina spirit. So they're going to start moving hard. And the president deeply cares about this issue. He promised us that cryptocurrencies were going to be a first-class citizen and that America is going to be the best place to found, fund, and run, which means he's personally involved in the decision-making in the meetings. To have the president of the United States personally involved in these things, texting people, talking to people, that's a big fucking deal. And that means it gets done quickly. So we're starting to get those gears turned on, and we're starting to get these things done. January was the wash because everybody's just so focused on the inauguration and all the fights. I mean, even if you want to take crypto seriously, you got to get your crew. And right now, his crew's being held up in the Senate. It's waiting on Tulsi and RFK and all these other people. Just barely got Hegseth in. It's tough. But once that crew's in, then you're ready to go. You got your heist movie. You're like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Let's get it done. So he's almost through that. And once he's on the other side of that, towards the end of the month and coming months, I think you'll see that the Trump administration is going to really start moving quickly, including getting legislation passed. And the wheels are already starting to turn there because people have been activated, to do these types of things. So, we as an ecosystem, because we're in the top 10, we have a role, as does XRP and as does the Bitcoin ecosystem and the Ethereum ecosystem. And the rivalries and the grievances, they've been set aside. And now we're in a different world. And now we're operating on a level of, let's get this fixed. There's a lot of problems. Let's get it fixed. And there's so many bad things that happen. Operation Choke Point 2.0, all the lawsuits against XRP and the allowance of Ethgate and all of that shenanigans. The weaponization of OFAC and other things against the crypto people. What happened to CZ? He deserves a pardon. What happened to Roger Ver? He deserves a pardon.
Interesting to hear him mention ETHgate. He always says F. I'm not a big fan of the F. Ugh. And then something else I saw is this tweet by Eleanor. She says it's shaping up to be a busy day for crypto policy tomorrow on the Hill. So just another thing we can add to what is going to happen today. Eleanor has been outstanding and accurate on all of this stuff. So it's interesting to see her also kind of reconfirming, hey, this is going to be a very, very big day. Paul Campbell says, I've bought as low as 29 cents. I've bought as high as $3. Just buy and hodl. Very easy strategy. Yep. I think that's what gets people. I think for the vast majority of people, it's the best thing you can do. Just slowly average in. And, you know, if you look at my buys as well, man, I've been, for the longest time, it's just been like whenever I could, you know. Let me put this on a log chart real quick. Yeah, man. I mean, I was buying, I mean, pretty much everywhere I could through this period right here. Wherever I could. Highs, lows, high, lows. Just accumulate, 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 accumulate. Oh, whoops. Like pretty much anywhere in this time period, I was just whatever I could get my hands on. And it was easy for a while, right? I mean, it was easy for a while to dollar cost average nicely into XRP because you kind of, I remember so many people were worrying in between here, and I said this day would go away. People were like, oh, I bought it 65 cents. It's now it's down to 48 cents. Or, oh, I just bought it 75 cents. It's now down to 40 cents. Or, hey, I was buying all the way back here at 30 cents, and now it's down to 22 cents. It is kind of funny to see how quickly that changes because now, like, who cares? Like, you bought between 50 and 25 cents. I mean, you're sitting pretty. So it's always important to understand, like, you know, at the time you can get kind of shaken up by volatility, but the cool thing is over the long run, these things have so much volatility and they have so much positive momentum behind them. It doesn't always make sense to worry a lot about those little moves, those little day-to-day things. And like I said before, right now, we really just want to see XRP get kind of above this 280 line. I'm hoping we get a nice announcement by David Sachs later today, and we just go right up above here. That would be the official deletion of that entire sell-off, and it would be like, all right, what's next? Just a blip on the radar, just a short-term little, what was that? Weird. On to the next thing. It would be instantly behind us. It'd be nothing more than a quick little shakeout prior to the next big move. I loved getting 3 for $1. Yeah, man. It's always funny to go back through your old buys and be like, how much XRP was I getting for like $100 or $1,000, you know? Happy Flare Day? Why is today Flare Day? Any guesses on David Sachs' comments today? I have no idea. I know Charles says that he has an idea. Charles just said that he thinks people are going to be blown away. I know Eleanor is tweeting that today is going to be a big day for crypto policy. We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't want to put too many projections out there. I just want to kind of sit back, enjoy the news, and see what we get. The good news is for the first time, we're in good hands. I mean, think about 5 months ago. Think about how scared we would be if 5 months ago we had an announcement that the United States was going to be saying something about cryptocurrency. We'd all be like, oh boy, what's going to be this next attack? But now it's like, okay, well, here we go. This is going to be good. This is going to be the United States trying to help us. This is going to be the United States trying to do things. Just scrolling through my feed, just making sure I'm not missing out on anything here. What do I think about TIA? What is TIA? I don't even know what that is. Mickle says, where were you yesterday? I mean, not Mickle. Taylor says, where were you yesterday? I was scared. I was flying. So I was in Arkansas for a dinner and a conference. And yeah, I was like driving to the airport, get on my plane. I was like, oh, I could do a quick live stream at the airport or something, but I was like, it's a little too much. It's so nice after like a whole bunch of traveling just to be able to like sit down and like reset and be like, okay, like I'm back in my schedule, just because I always have so much stuff going on. It's like as soon as I travel, it's like, oh man, can't live stream, can't do this. Well, even funnier, Taylor, I thought I was going to Nebraska. Yeah, I thought I was going to Nebraska. So like my friends were asking like, oh, where are you going this week? And I'm like, oh, Nebraska. And they're like, why are you going to Nebraska? I don't know, man. Like that's where I'm supposed to go. That's where this dinner is. And then I went to go look at my plane ticket. I was like, wait, that's not Nebraska. I was like, I'm going to Arkansas. Me and Jake could have done a live. Yeah, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Oh yeah, the weather was beautiful in Arkansas. And I never knew how beautiful Arkansas was as a state. It was really cool. No, I loved it. It was great. Had a blast too. And guys, the last and the other funny thing is like because of the Ripple SEC case, I mean, I think this is one of those things we're going to look back on and say, thank the Lord we had this opportunity. Because of the Ripple SEC case, we had so much time to accumulate cheap XRP. I think it will go down as one of the best things that could have ever happened to XRP holders. Just being able to get XRP in this slow ascending channel is one of the things. Like everyone was like panicking the entire time, but like in the process, XRP had gone up 350%. It was slow. It was like other things might have been going up more, but it was constantly increasing at this very steady rate before it finally took that big move to the upside. When are we going to be millionaires? We'll see. Can't wait for the date that we can kind of sit back and say, you know, we officially made it. And I'm feeling more and more like that every single day. It's nice to just know we're in good hands and there's a government looking to help us out, but we're going to have a good indication today of exactly what things are going to look like and how bullish we can expect things to be, right? David Sachs coming out and really talking about the policy side of things, what he envisions is going to really lay the groundwork for what we're going to be looking at for the next 4 years. And I'm sure people saw this going around, but SBI Remit officially using Ripple's distributed ledger technology for moving money. Great news. Really goes in line with that banks in Japan using XRP 2025. So I think we're going to see a lot more of this. Ripple has a lot of partnerships in Japan, and it seems like we're just starting to get some pretty good movement on something like that. 11 degrees today in Nebraska. Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm about to be going somewhere colder than the Northeast, and it was not the case. It was not going to Nebraska. It was Arkansas. Kind of a funny little thing there. All right, guys, I think we covered it. I'm going to jump all eyes on this announcement later today. If we are in a situation where I can live stream it, I certainly will. But I do think it's a lot more likely I'll probably let the event play out and then do a video wrapping it all up. And if it's really exciting and we get a lot of really bullish momentum, we'll be live streaming later tonight. Got a busy day here, so I don't know. There's going to be a million people covering the live stream. And I'm a little bit more interested in taking a look at it afterwards and getting a big picture of what things look like. But if for whatever reason things really start to kick up, I'll jump on and do it. Guys, thank you so much for coming. You guys are all incredible.